Hi, welcome back to our next installment of online learning, and we are looking at section 6.8, the complex numbers, and we're just going to continue with two additional example types for this particular unit. So in example 1, we're going to go ahead and just jump right in. We're asked to simplify. So if you look at this expression, 5 minus I over 2 plus 3I, we need to simplify this so that we no longer have an imaginary number in the denominator. So to do this, we need to multiply by the conjugate. So you may remember from when we did this a while ago with radicals. So we're going to multiply the numerator and denominator of this fraction by the same number, because ultimately we're multiplying it by 1. But we're going to multiply by the conjugate to the denominator. So that would be 2 minus 3i. And then I'm just going to rewrite the same expression on the numerator. Okay, and then we're just going to simply multiply and simplify. So let's go ahead and take care of the numerator first. So we're going to FOIL this. This gives us 5 times 2, which is 10. 5 times negative 3i, which is negative 15i. Negative I times 2, which is negative 2i, and then I have negative I times negative 3i, which gives me a positive 3i squared. Alright, and then let's go ahead and take care of the denominator. The denominator is going to be a little easier because I have no middle terms, so I'm just going to do my first terms, which is 2 times 2, which is 4, and my last terms, which is 3i times negative 3i, which is negative 9i squared. Now before I go through and simplify like terms, I'm going to take care of these I squareds, because if you remember, I squared is equal to negative 1. So therefore, this 3i squared is going to change to a negative 3. And this negative 9i squared is going to change to a positive 9. And now I can go ahead and combine my like terms. So I'm going to combine my i's together, and I'm going to combine my whole numbers together. So if I take a look at my numerator, that gives me an answer of 7 minus 17i, and then I've got 4 plus 9, which gives me an answer of 13. And then we're just going to take it one step further and write this out in this form. So we get an answer of 7/13 minus 17/13 I. And that would be your final answer. Alright, so why don't you go ahead and pause the video and try example B on your own, and then when you finish you can check your answer to make sure that you did this correctly. Alright, so let's go ahead and scroll down. Alright, so for part B, again, I'm looking at my denominator and trying to find the conjugate. So the conjugate of this problem would be 2 plus 4i. And 2 plus 4i. Alright, so I'm just going to go ahead and FOIL my top. So that's going to give me 8 plus 16i minus 6i minus 12i squared. And then on my bottom, I'm going to get an answer of 4 minus 16i squared. Again, before I simplify, I'm going to go ahead and evaluate my I squared. So this would give me now positive 12. This would give me positive 16. Right, so I'm going to combine my like terms. So I've got 8 plus 12, which is 20. And then 16i minus 6i is 10i. And then 4 plus 16 is 20. So the last thing I'm going to do is go ahead and simplify. So that would be 20 over 20, which is 1, and then 10i over 20, which is 1/2 I. And that would be my final answer. All right, we have one last example type that we're going to take a look at today, which is finding the reciprocal of these numbers. So I have 3 minus I, and I'm asked to find the reciprocal. So if you recall the reciprocal of a number, let's say it's just number n, that would be, kind of to flip it, so it would be 1 over n. So we're going to find the reciprocal of each of these. So to find the reciprocal of 3 minus I, I'm simply going to make that go down to the denominator. So that's going to be 1 over 3 minus I. Now, of course, just like the problems above, we can't have I in the denominator, so I'm going to need to multiply by the conjugate. So that's going to be times 3 plus I and 3 plus I. All right, so go ahead and multiply horizontally. So 1 times 3 plus I is just going to be simply 3 plus I. And then my FOIL of the denominator is going to be 9 minus I squared. So I'm going to go ahead and simplify my I squared. So that's going to be a plus 1. So I'm simply going to get an answer of 3 plus I over 10. And take it one step further, that means it's 3/10 plus 1/10 I. That would be my final answer. All right, go ahead and pause this next part of the video so you can try example B on your own and then check your answer when you're finished. Okay, so just like the example above, we're going to take this value and we're going to put that as a denominator. So I've got 1 over 4 plus I. I'm going to multiply by the conjugate, so that would be 4 minus I and 4 minus I. Go ahead and multiply horizontally, so I've got 4 minus I. And then I'm going to FOIL my denominator, so that's going to give me 16 minus I squared. Go ahead and simplify I squared, so this is going to give me a plus 1. So therefore my answer is 4 minus I over 17. So this now simplifies to 4 over 17 minus 1 over 17 I. And that is your final answer. All right, so you have some practice to complete, which will be on IXL. This will be the first time that you're using this application, so I'm looking forward to getting your feedback. This practice, not only the skills that we did today, but also the skills that we looked at just previously to this. So good luck. Just work for 30 minutes tops, or if you reach 100% mastery before then, you can stop at that point. If you have any questions, please make sure you reach out to me, and I will see you all on our next Pop-In Google Meet. All right, take care. Bye.